What? I can bring him.
All right, welcome to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are at Chickie's and Pete's in Warrington, PA, with a great crowd here. We are on the outside part of the bar. You know, it got a little cold today. Tommy Greene and I were out today.
Yes, we
on
were.
The golf course. We were at, we played with Ben Davis, so we'll call it Ben Mills Golf Course, right?
Yeah.
Was it Ben Mills?
Ben Mills.
Yeah, Glen Mills Golf Course. Beautiful golf course, by the way, in Glen Mills, PA. And another one of our guys that usually golfs with us is our partner today. What's up, Dickie Noles?
I'm happy to be here. It's like, thinking about golf and everything today, and the good invite that I got to go out. I'm 5 minutes from Glen Mills, so I appreciate that.
Well, you're going to have to talk to Ben Mills.
You have to talk to Ben Mills
about that, Dickie.
I played there many times. Great golf course.
You got a new nickname from me now.
Uh-oh.
You remember what I called you the other day? Because of your knee?
Hop along.
Yeah, you got a new. He's the new hop along.
Hop along.
Yeah.
But buddy John out here, his nickname's Hop Along too.
So now you got two hop alongs.
Yeah.
All right, we got a great show today. By the way, you can video stream this show on WBCBsports.com or on our YouTube page on Patterson or WBCB Sports. And we have a lot to talk about, Dickie and Tommy, because now Tommy, on our other show, when we talk about the week in baseball.
We're not talking about. We're talking golf.
We'll talk. No, we'll talk Phillies. We'll talk. Dickie Noles' career, but also there's other things going on this time, which normally the last couple of years we haven't had this. But the Sixers are playing tomorrow night, right, against the Celtics, and the Flyers have a huge game today. I don't know if you guys are following. I know you guys are both in the South, but it doesn't mean you can't follow hockey.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not getting caught with Joe Watson no more without knowing what's going on with the Flyers.
We got to know if you're
exactly right. Have you been to Smithers, by the way, Dickie? I know Tommy's been many times.
Yes, I have.
I'm
missing this year because we got alumni weekend.
I'm supposed to go.
We got alumni weekend.
I know, but I'm missing it.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, good. Have a good time.
I was expecting to see Tommy there. Now, but I want to go get the fish.
So you haven't been up there yet?
Not yet.
All right. So Smithers, British Columbia, is where Joe Watson, the Watson brothers, grew up, and it's way above Vancouver. I think it's like 5 hours above, right?
Yeah,
it's way up there.
They pump in sunshine up there, pal.
Yeah, and they said it's like basically Joe grew up on a farm, and he said it was so cold that they built a rink on their farm, and they didn't have a lot of money, so they used Sears catalogs or whatever the equivalent up there. There's catalogs as their shin pads, right?
Wow.
And the problem is they had pucks, but they couldn't afford a lot of pucks. So what would happen is the puck there'd be a slap shot. The puck would get buried in the snow 30 yards away. They couldn't find it. So they'd lose pucks, and they couldn't afford it, right? So they ended up using cow dung as the puck.
Oh, man.
They did. They used frozen cow dung, cow patties as the puck.
It's cold there.
Yes. And the youngest son, supposedly, now Jimmy and Joe were star players in the NHL, but the youngest son was supposedly the best player, and he couldn't play because Joe and Jimmy were off playing in the NHL. Someone needed to tend to the farm.
Yeah,
so
he had to stay back.
So the one had to stay back. So, it's Joe Watson. And you know what? Good for everybody. And maybe it's the spirit of our buddy Bernie Perrant, who unfortunately passed away this year. And maybe it's the spirit of Bernie, because I tell you what, Dan Vladar, the goalie for the Flyers, is channeling Bernie Perrant, because he had an amazing game. And it's great to see, again, whether you're a hockey fan or not, it's great to see hockey back in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Philly loves it.
They love it. And one of the star players is a guy who literally has had 10 games. Porter Martone was the number 6 pick in the draft last year.
Yeah.
Right. So I turned to my daughter, who's 18 years old. I said, Charlotte, the guy who had the game-winning goal last night for the Flyers is 19 years old, Porter Martone. What are you doing with your life?
Oh, my God.
She probably slapped you.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Love you, Charlotte. But, yes, it's very exciting. Sixers, again, they're
young too, right? Aren't they?
Sixers?
They're young.
No.
Flyers are very young. Yes.
Very young.
So they've got a lot of, they got a lot of guys under 25. They got Mishkov, and they got, again, Porter Martone. They got they got these young Jamie Drysdale, and they've got, a lot of, I think, whatchamacallit, Owen Tippett's younger than that. They're all pretty much young guys. Zegras. They're all young guys.
It shows you, just in general, how if you get it going in the right direction, they start believing.
Right.
Youth. There's no reason why they can't play. They're up there in, so to speak, the big leagues of hockey.
Yep.
Just like the baseball players the same way. People, they're young. There's no reason why they can't put it together and do well.
We know what I was thinking about. Like, so this Porter Martone again played his first playoff game the other night. So he's facing against Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby was already in the league 3 years, I think, when Porter Martone was born. So all of a sudden you're Porter Martone. You're 19 years old. You're on the ice, and you're facing off against Malkin and Crosby, right, and Letang, who again probably you idolized growing up. Right. I mean, it's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah.
Did that happen with you guys when you first came up? And I'm sure there was guys that were, veterans when you're called up to the Phillies or you called up with it when you're playing for the Braves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I got to see one. I hadn't seen him in a long time at one of the playoff games. I think it was last year. Could have been the year before because we've been in the playoffs for a while. King Griffey Sr.
Right.
He was on the Braves when I got called, my first big league.
He lives in Philadelphia.
So, he's up in
like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I mean, to see him, I mean, that's one of those type of things where you grow up. I grew up Sunday game of the week watching the Big Red Machine.
Right.
Well, he was a part of all that stuff, So I mean, it's strange,
It was really weird for me because I put 14 on my back at Little League, and I'm walking into my first major league start, and the first person I see is Pete Rose.
That's great.
That's awesome, dude. To play with Pete, man, it must have been awesome.
And you were probably still a kid at that. I mean, you're an adult at that time.
I was 22, and I was probably going on 15.
Right. I was going to say you felt like a little kid.
I think we're still there in some aspects, but
that's so great to see. So you know what's funny? For the podcast that I do with Tom Burgoyne, we just last week. We went over to Bobby Shantz's house. I know you guys love Bobby Shantz. We went over to his house. He's 100 years old, right?
He's about this big.
Yes, and it was so cute. We go in there and he's signing autographs on his people send him baseball cards all over the world, and he was down there signing autographs. So we do the interview, and I asked him. I said, "What celebrity was one of the coolest celebrities you met?" Right now, again, Bobby Shantz, 100 years old.
Listen to this now.
This is one of the best. He said, "Well, I remember." Ernest Hemingway asked if he could have dinner with me.
That's pretty awesome.
So I had dinner with Ernest Hemingway. Can you imagine that?
That's pretty awesome.
Ernest Hemingway. And the funny thing is, Bobby Shantz was probably a bigger star than Ernest Hemingway back then.
During that year,
right?
He was.
Because he was 1952. He's the MVP of the American League, World Series champ with the Yankees in '57.
Oh,
I tell you what, I had a chance to play golf with him until he was probably up to about 88, 89. Maybe 90. I think it was 90 the last time I played with him.
He can play, man.
Before he ran in the tree with the lawnmower. But
that'll do it.
He could play. Yeah, you played with him.
Yeah.
He hit it right down the middle.
Yeah.
Every single time. And then he would complain about not hitting it far. But he would get on the green and one putt for a par.
We've heard that before by somebody else we know that's in this building right now.
I know Brazer can't hit it.
No, I'm talking that guy. I'm talking that guy.
I know who you're talking about.
Hey, Dickie, do you know that in the 1952 All-Star game? So 1952 for Bobby Shantz, he not only wins the AL MVP with the Philadelphia A's, right?
Yep.
He plays in the All-Star game, which was in Philadelphia, and he struck out. I can't remember who the first batter was. It was somebody that I hadn't heard of. But he also then in that inning he struck out Jackie Robinson and he struck out Stan Musial.
How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
And Stan didn't strike out.
Right.
No.
But he struck out both of those guys. But the other guy, I know who you're talking about. The other guy was a heck of a ball player. I forget who it was now. But I think you told me that after you visited his house or something.
Right.
He struck all three guys out, right?
Yep. And Ted Williams, when you look at his numbers, Ted Williams didn't have – I mean, he probably hit 308, which was bad for Ted Williams.
Yeah.
Right? But he also struck out like 4 times. Out of like 30 at bats.
That was like Gwynn. Gwynn was one of those guys that didn't ever really.
I asked Bobby something one day. I said, Bobby, we were playing golf. And I said, Bobby, you won, 25 ball games, right? Was it 25 or more?
Probably,
when he won the Cy Young Award.
Probably more.
When he won the Cy Young Award.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
So I said, hey, let's just say it was 25. It might have been a couple more. I said, you won more ball games than I did my career. And so we were ready to tee off. We're sitting on a tee box. I said, in 1 year, you won more ball games. He said, how'd you stay in the big leagues, kid?
He threw you a dart in there.
He likes to do it. He likes to jab you.
Right.
He's got some good humor.
Well, and think about how tough you got to be.
I can't imagine him and Brazer together.
I know.
He was 5'6", right? And a lefty. And to picture that someone like that wins MVP at 5'6".
At 150 pounds. Well, no, less than that. About 146 pounds or something.
Crafty
like that.
lefty, man.
Right. And he said he learned the knuckleball late in life too.
Yep.
That he used, he wasn't a knuckleball or pitcher until someone taught him how to do it. Then he started using that more and more. So just a fascinating life. And he's right in our backyard.
And he pitched in almost every game, it seems like, they're in the 60 World Series. Was that the 60 World Series? Yeah, 60 when the home run was hit by Mazeroski in Pittsburgh.
Yep, exactly.
You see Bobby Shanson almost every game.
And he was on the 64 team of the Phillies. On that team. It's just amazing when you think about all the guys that he's faced that, again, to us are names in the history books. But to him, it was someone that he faced. Yeah. Right?
Great man. He's a great man.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Let's talk about the Fighting Phil season so far. Obviously, struggling.
Do we have to?
I know. Well, I guess it could be worse. We could be in New York and talking about the Mets. Right. So
true.
But it's just, unfortunately, it's just
could happen to a better
struggling the Mets. Right. But it's just, it's when things go bad in baseball, sometimes your offense is clicking and your pitching is not, and then your pitching is clicking and your offense is not, and sometimes your fielding gets you. And this one, it's just a vicious cycle where we're just not getting it at all three levels for the most part. I mean, starting pitching's been okay. I mean, it's been some glint, but then there's also been some terrible. It's tough to believe that if you had said that beginning of the season that we would have the worst run differential in baseball when almost 2/3 of our games have been at home, like it'd be unfathomable, right? You couldn't believe it.
I don't bet, but I would have been a good bet to make right there. There's no way that could happen. So it did, though. It's happening now. So hopefully this trip to Chicago and being on the road into Atlanta, that they can have some payback here and go get those clubs.
So that's a good point right there. Does going on the road sometimes
sometimes it does
change it up?
Yeah, because if you're not doing well, then all of a sudden you're hearing it from the fans. Again, I'm not saying that the fans are doing that, but then does that relax you a little bit going on the road?
I think it's I think where they're at right now. Last night's ball game with Schwarber smoked that ball to right field, and probably the only right fielder in baseball that was going to catch it was out there playing right field.
Yeah.
I mean, it handcuffed him, and he still called it. That ball was really hit hard.
Well, Harper hit another one. Was that last night? Harper hit one that looked like it was. I think our announcers were even calling it out, and then next thing you know, the wind just knocked it down.
But if that ball gets in, we probably win the ball game because with Iglesias' history with Harper was up next. That's going to be a double or triple, and the game's tied. But that's when you're going bad. That's what happens. The guys make great plays on you. Yeah. So maybe this road trip will get them going.
That would be good. I mean, how much stock, Dickie, do you think, for spring training is concerned? Because they didn't play well to me, just trying to keep up with them a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think they really got anything going in spring training. Yeah, I don't think. How is spring training different now?
Although
back where I know, it don't matter. Yeah, you're playing spring training again. You're trying to get going, but you got a lot of guys who are trying to make teams and stuff like that. I mean, it meant a lot. It meant a lot.
You had the World Baseball Classic this year.
I understand why they play the World Baseball Classic. I do, and I think it's a great honor to be able to represent your country. But I'm like, man, I think it hurts some people. I think it hurts team unity because some of our guys. I mean, our big boys are there.
Well, you guys all bonded in '93 in spring training, right?
Yeah,
that's when you guys
it starts there. I mean, there's nothing like winning. So it's not when you lose in spring training, you end up walking out of spring training. I don't know what their record was, but sort of like what it is now, and then you get that bad taste in your mouth. I mean, you're trying to flip a switch.
Well,
I don't like flipping those switches like that.
Every team had to deal with a World Baseball Classic, but maybe not as much as we did because we had quite a few guys playing.
Yeah,
you're number one at the time. Sanchi's got to be considered number one.
And
number one, and then your Nola's playing with Italy and Harper and Schwarber and
Luzardo. Also, didn't he play for a little bit?
No, Luzardo.
He was on the whole time.
He wanted to.
Yeah,
that's right. He wanted to. Right.
They wanted to bring him out after they got into the championship game on the day he was pitching, which lined up with the day they had the championship game. But I think it was a good call to leave him at home. But I don't know how much that World Baseball Classic. I mean, they're playing their butts off.
Yeah.
They're playing hard in that World Baseball Classic, so I'm sure they prepare for that. But then when they come back, it's got to be a little
letdown.
It's got to be a little bit of a letdown.
Well, I was talking about the team wise, as far as winning. About winning games.
There's usually want to try to win games towards the end of spring training.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't see that, and it's sort of like the urgency. Now you don't see it.
Well, Brazer hit it on the head. When you don't hit and you don't field, they hadn't fielded very well. You don't hit, you don't field, and then you have a couple blowouts in the starting rotation from guys you didn't expect, and it just steamrolls. And next thing you know,
snowballs.
you don't know when you're going to get it going and score some runs.
And you don't. And then you get goose eggs up there. You get shut out. How many times have you been shut out already? Well, at least 3.
All right. When we come back, I got it's kind of a scary stat that hopefully we can get away from it. But when we come back, I'm going to read you a stat. We will be back with Dickie Noles, Tommy Greene. You're listening to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, PA.
1993 National League Champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Need auto service in a hurry? No one offers more service centers than the Peruzzi Automotive Group. More certified trained technicians to get you in and out. Appointments available within 24 hours. All makes and models. PA state inspections and emissions to major work including collision. All located on Route 1 in Fairless Hills. Visit any Peruzzi dealership for fast service. Peruzzi Buick GMC, Peruzzi Nissan, Mitsubishi, or Mazda, and their collision center. Need auto service in a hurry? No one offers more service centers than the Peruzzi Automotive Group. More certified trained technicians to get you in and out. Appointments available within 24 hours. All makes and models. PA state inspections and emissions to major work including collision. All located on Route 1 in Fairless Hills. Visit any Peruzzi dealership for fast service. Peruzzi Buick GMC, Peruzzi Nissan, Mitsubishi, or Mazda, and their collision center.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League Champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. As for full details, member FDIC.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by Tommy Greene, the great Dickie Noles. All right, here is the stat, and I know we know there's a lot of bad stats that are going around by the Phils right now, but this is the one that's most telling, and it's not going to surprise you. Obviously, we have the worst run differential. I think I mentioned that.
Yep.
Which is
it's not shocking,
crazy, right? But this is games played. That, teams have played anywhere from 21 to 23 games. This is how many times each team has scored in multiple innings, okay? So the Dodgers, for instance, are number one. They've had 21 games played, and they've scored in multiple innings 19 times, okay?
Wow.
So 19 times. So that's 90% of the games where they've scored in multiple innings, okay? So you go there, and then the Cardinals also have 19 scored in 19 innings. And then you go down to the Nationals, 19 out of 22. And then you got the Rays and the Cubs and go all the way down. Then you go all the way down to the bottom. Phillies have played 21 games. They've scored in multiple innings 10 times. So that is a 47.62%. The next highest at number 29 is the San Francisco Giants, and they're at 59.096 or 59.09%. So we're at 47.62% at the very bottom. The next highest jumps us by 12%. So, and that's, they've had 13 times they scored in multiple innings. We've only had 10. 21 games. We've only had 10.
That's amazing.
Times.
You see that stat right there. That just tells you that's the story of the season.
And we've seen it. They score in one inning, and then they go, then they stop. Whether they score in the beginning,
that happened
then they
last
don't score
year too.
again, or they don't score up until the ninth inning. Then they get going in the ninth inning. But for the most part, they're not putting in.
That's been a theme over the last several years. Even going back to 22, we did that a lot. With this lineup, I don't see how that happens. The good thing about what's going on now is, so let's struggle early, and maybe they'll get hot and run it all the way into, into
they're
the
not
playoff
gonna,
time.
they're not going to stay like this. I mean,
No,
they're too good
to get it out. They're too good of a ball club. I mean, they've done it year after year after year. There's no reason why the hitting side is not going to come back. They just got to make sure, hopefully, some of the keys, the injuries. We got our closers injured right now. So that's a huge thing. So we got to get everybody healthy.
JT's with lower back. You don't know. Zach's coming back pretty soon, I guess. Hopefully.
Yeah. So we got to get
Zach should be back in the. Okay, we go to Atlanta this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So he should start either.
Well, I don't think the way it sounds like Taiwan's going to get one more. Now they're going to start because they mentioned that they're going to have a starter. Some bullpen guy pitched the first inning, and then Taiwan would come in after that.
Well, that's because Taiwan's days coming up before Wheeler would be eligible to pitch.
Right. Then you're right. So
when he's eligible to pitch, they're going to pitch it.
They're going to pitch him, right? But I was talking to somebody before we got here, and I said, the problem right now, again, we're early in the season, but at the same time, we're also you can lose it early, right? If you don't get your act together. And I think the problem
can't get too far back.
Can't get too far back. But when you have a Major League Baseball team, especially someone that's spending it's a lot of money, right? We're top 5 in money spent. Okay. You need in any season, you need your stars to perform. You need the young guys to kind of contribute, but you really need your guys that are in their prime. They have to be in their prime. They have to totally contribute. You look at the 2008 team, Chase, Jimmy, Ryan, we're all the same. Shane, we're all basically the same. They're in their prime, and they all perform like they're in their prime. And then you got the ancillary guys that can kind of help out. Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at right now, the guys in their prime, I'm not saying Harper, Schwarber, they're not past. Well, they're past their prime technically, but they're kind of on the older end, right? Yep. But the guys in their prime are Stott, Bohm, and Marsh. They're the guys that are the three. Those are the guys. If those 3 guys are in their prime and they're not contributing, then that's a problem because then you're relying on guys that are older, or you're relying on young guys that haven't done it yet. Yeah. And again, you need those core guys, or not core, but the prime guys. I'm not saying they're core, but they're prime.
That's what makes it.
If anybody, I'm happy with out of the young guys you're talking about, it's Marsh right now. He started off pretty good. Now he's kind of cooled off a little bit, but I mean, the way he started off is a lot better, which it was good to see because you got to have those young guys. You got to have those guys start chiming in.
Yes,
but more consistently. And the one that's hurting right now, I think, more than anything is Bohm. To being as down as low as he is right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's got some family issues he's dealing with.
And that's hard.
It just and then I think it's also cyclical where the pitching ends, and now the pitching says, all right, well, if our offense is only going to score in the first inning or is going to score in the 9th inning, it's not going to give me much. Then I've got to pitch perfectly. So that could contribute to the pitching end. Saying I got to pitch too fine because I can't give up anything.
See, I mean that's where a lot of people think that way, and as pitchers, we don't think that way. But we go out there and we're trying to execute what we need to do.
Right.
And here's my thing: we played when we hit. So if you had anything to say, you got some.
Right.
You
could have some power to do that.
You got to get the bat in your hand too. You make a difference yourself.
Yeah.
You can't be chiming in about we don't get no run scored or anything like that. If that's going on, there's somebody's gonna get straightened out in a hurry. I think.
Well, you had a game like Sanchez's game the other night. He loses 3-1,
and he should have been 1-0.
Yeah, he should have won 1-0.
Right.
I mean, there's a guy that could have. I mean, he slipped on the little swinging butt, but those base hits that Atlanta they were horrible base hits. But they were overmatched. He was overmatching them the whole game. He overmatched them. But that's another game where. If he's pitching that game in August, we probably win that game. 8-0.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll win that game 8-0.
Yeah.
So, but that's what you're talking about. That's what's happening with our club right now. Everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Yeah. And everything that looks bad. It looks bad when you're out there and you get a ground ball to second. I mean, they showed Sosa's at the game the other day. I was there. Yeah. They showed Sosa's face 16 times before that inning was over. Like, what are you going to do? Shoot him? I mean, he's a good player, and he just booted a ball that was a perfect double play ball. And
the expectations of things, everything's so critical, and everything expects everybody to be perfect and be all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's the game is not that. We are human.
Yeah.
But
they are
team,
human.
This team really has to win for their legacy.
Right.
This city expects this team to win, not just get to, if they got to the World Series, that would be great, but this team has to win for this city to really recognize this team for being as good as it is.
Yeah.
Is the lineup construction, again, they've had success in the last 3 years, but, the lineup construction, to me, there's a lot of swing and miss, right? Throughout the lineup, not just the big guys. And we don't have as many Alec Bregman types that put the ball in play and, are more gap to gap in the battlers at the plate, right? We just seem so.
Got one hit ninth.
When you have a lot of those guys, right?
Yeah.
And I love the fact that
love him.
Remember early in the season when he came up to bat in extra innings and he just got his bat in the ball, boom, base hit, game-winning hit. And I think we need more of that, guys putting the ball in play, right?
And that's what you're seeing. What's the difference between Marsh right now and what he was? Starting off this year, he wasn't striking out as much. He was putting the ball going the other way. Not pulling off stuff, not trying. That's what I saw the difference in him.
Yeah.
He was making more contact. You're going to strike out, but Tony Quinn back in the day. Those guys very seldom strike out. But you look. Their approach to baseball to hitting was totally different than what those guys are right now.
Yeah, you look at a guy that really could make an impact on our lineup. In my opinion, is Bohm.
Yeah.
Because Bohm is a good hitter.
Yeah. That's who we're missing. He's in that spot in the order. That's huge.
Yeah. And, what is Bohm hitting?
Below Mendoza.
Well, he and Stott are well below.
And I expected Stott to hit a lot more, and I think he will. But if you're not going to –
he shocks me.
Yeah.
Over the past couple of years, I thought after his rookie year, I thought he was going –
Bohm's
this kid could be pretty good.
Bohm's a big influence on this lineup. Because he hits the ball the other way. He gaps the ball. You get a lot of guys that strike out, and you don't expect him to strike out. He's a hard guy to strike out.
I thought Stott was going to make that move because defensively he's good.
Yes,
you love him out there at second. God, if he could ever get going, and get. The bat speed's not there right now.
Right now with Real Muto out, and that we don't know how much he could be playing tonight. I know he hurt his back a little bit, but you're 4 guys in the lineup. So we're looking at Garcia is batting 205. Right, you've got Bohm at 139, you got Stott at 207, and you got Marchand at 037. So if let's say that JT's out for a couple of days, well then you've got 4 guys that are 207 is the highest batting average of the 4 guys, and that's you can't win with that right now. And again, it's early and let's
hope the wind's blowing out in Wrigley.
Right, and maybe Wrigley could be the right panacea, whatever it could be.
What is Schwarber right now?
Schwarber is hitting 227.
Okay.
Right.
But he does damage, when he does hit his hits he does damage. Yeah.
How about this lineup? Crawford leading off, Turner second, Harper third, Schwarber fourth.
That's not a bad one either.
I'm not saying that I'm second guessing anything Robbie Thompson does, because I think he's a heck of a manager.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I just thought of that. That sounds pretty good to me.
It does to me too.
The naysayers would say that could be down the road, but the naysayers would say, well, if you do that now, he's a young kid, you could screw him up. You hear
Absolutely
that?
not.
Yeah, I know,
I don't think so.
But you hear that argument saying,
I know.
You put him that too strong of a position, and that could mess him up, which I agree. I think he's got a different mentality. His dad was
you know why
leaguer.
I said that? Because as a pitcher, somebody asked me the other day at the ball game about the
He's
Cardinals.
batted leadoff all the minor leagues his whole career.
Right? Somebody asked me what messed me up on the mound more than anything. Power hitters didn't.
Right.
The guys that run.
Right.
Yeah, the guys
when they
that
get
run.
on in front of the power hitters.
The Juan Pierre.
How about going into St. Louis knowing what you were going to deal?
That's
Every
why
time
I
you
never
go
won
in there,
in St. Louis.
they drove you insane.
Yeah,
the whole lineup.
Willie McGee and
Vince Coleman,
Vince
Van
Coleman,
Slyke, Ozzie Smith, all those guys.
Tommy
could
Herr,
run.
every one
all,
of them
all
ran.
them could run.
He had one guy in the lineup.
The catcher.
And at one time he had Jack the Ripper, Jack Clark.
Oh,
the rest of them are on.
He
They're
didn't
just
have
running.
to run.
And bunt.
Jack didn't
This
have
is
to
no
run.
lie. I started a game in St. Louis. Coleman bunts down the third base line. He gets on first base. I come set because I know he's going to steal.
Yeah.
Because he don't wait. He goes
Right.
on the first pitch.
Yeah.
Ozzy's hitting second. There he goes. Ozzy goes up. I mean, some people called this Bush back in that day, pulled the bat back, and all of a sudden the third baseman's running in. Well, Coleman never stopped.
Right.
He's on third.
Yeah.
Standing.
Right, because the third base has already come
And
in.
he pulled the bat back. Then the next thing you know, he's taking one to second base. Ozzie drags one to second base. 1 run scores. The next guy comes up is Tommy Herr, and I was going to kill him because he bunted.
Right.
And he runs down the third base line. Now I got runners at first and second.
Wait, so now also in your head, you're like, who am I going to kill? Am I killing Ozzie? Am I killing her?
No,
am I killing Vince Coleman?
Then he had Jack Clark up.
I got Jack Clark up. I'm going, thank God. If the number 4 hitter up, I know I can strike him out. But I'm saying you're down 1-0, and they had a double steal before he even got.
They hadn't even swung the bat; they just bunted.
And I got second and third, and nobody's hit a ball 60 feet yet. But I think this club could be more.
Well, maybe that's
more
a shakeup.
enough.
Maybe that's a shakeup you need.
More. I think they could move around a little more on the bases.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to break. And when I come back, I'm going to tell you about that. Now I'm a songwriter. I'll tell you about my song that's on the radio today.
Star is Born.
All right, you'll hear all about that. You'll hear more Phillies. You're listening to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, PA.
Hey, BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Need auto service in a hurry? No one offers more service centers than the Peruzzi Automotive Group. More certified trained technicians to get you in and out. Appointments available within 24 hours. All makes and models. PA state inspections and emissions to major work including collision. All located on Route 1 in Fairless Hills. Visit any Peruzzi dealership for fast service. Peruzzi Buick GMC, Peruzzi Nissan, Mitsubishi, or Mazda, and their collision center.
At Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. As for full details, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Bring your party to Chickie and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends. Order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit chickieandpete's.com for details. Chickie and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA, Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, PA. We got a great crowd here tonight. Stop on by if you're in the area. You can video stream on WBCBsports.com or on a YouTube channel, either on Patterson or WBCB Sports. I'm John Brazer, joined by Tommy Greene and Dickie Noles. Now, I told you guys off the air that, Dickie, I think I told you that today I've had a song that I wrote that's been all over the radio called Mr. Herb, H-E-R-B.
And I can't believe I'm
shocking.
going to say.
Shocking, Brazier.
I like it. I like it. You got potential there.
It was played on MMR a couple times, played on XPM, and it is inspired by, do you remember Donald Sutherland's role in Animal House?
Yes.
Remember in Animal House? He played the professor, and he was kind of like the older stoner kind of professor, although that was kind of the inspiration for Mr. Herb. Right, about the hippie, you know.
I'm just impressed with the
teacher.
wordings, the words that you used. The wording of the song, the way it flowed, and I didn't think you had that kind of talent. You sure your wife didn't help you write that?
No, and I didn't use AI either. No, because Allen Iverson is not a songwriter. So.
Well, I tell you what, that's if he wrote it, it would be a little bit different.
Yeah, it wouldn't be allowed on the radio.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Do you remember? That brings up something. The great Wayne Gomes, right? So I think we told this story last time because we had LA on, but Wayne Gomes was a closer for the team, right? Way back when, and
I remember.
And I was doing the music, And this is before walk-up music. People didn't ask for walk-up music. And Wayne said, here, again, I told the story not too long ago. He said, here, he hands me a cassette tape. That's how long ago it was. He said, can you play this song when I come in, if I come in to close? No problem, Wayne. So 7th inning, I happened to just check to see not whether the song was okay. I was checking to see where I should start the song, whether, because sometimes the songs start really slow. I was going to try to find the perfect spot. I turn on I'm listening. Well, the game's going on in the 7th inning. I'm listening to Wayne's song, and every other word is a curse word. And I was like, so obviously I don't play it. So after the game, Wayne sees me. He's like, Brazer, man, you didn't play my song. I'm like, Wayne, did you know I would get fired if I played that song? There's all kinds of curse words on there. He's like, so you can't play that? I'm like, no, man. You gotta,
That's so him, too. That's so Wayne back.
That sounds like I was getting ready to think or say he might have just tried to set you up there and going, I hope he listens to this first. He might have been in the bullpen going,
well, that'd be
I hope he listens to that.
Did you know, speaking of walk-up songs, did you know, I don't know if I've told this one to you, but the first walk-up song ever was from a Philadelphia Philly.
No.
Yeah, so here's the story, and it involved myself as well, because there was a writer from MLB that was going to write a song about the history of walk-up music, and he had this whole song or a whole article written, and I forget who the first person, Trevor Hoffman or somebody, was the first player he thought to request a song. And then he was talking to Jason Stark, and Jason Stark said, you got to talk to John Brazer with the Phillies. He's got a story that might predate that, which you might have to change your story around. So this guy comes up to me and said, hey, I've got the story written about walk-up music, and I heard that you're involved. You have a story I'm supposed to hear. I said, yes. In 1994, I think it was 1994, Jeez. Lenny Dykstra. I'm in my job for a month, right? And I'm doing the music.
I remember.
And
this.
all of a sudden, Larry Shank comes up to me and says, "Hey, the dude wants to see you." I don't even know if I've ever met the dude, right? If I did, it was probably bringing a band in. But I'm like, okay. And all I'm thinking is, I'm in trouble. There's no good going to come out of this. Like I'm somehow in trouble. Then
you knew when you come in the clubhouse and took a left to go that way,
I was in trouble.
Yeah, you were in trouble.
So I'm trying to think, like, did I say something on the radio that offended Lenny? I don't know. Did I say something that I'm not thinking anything good? So I go to the clubhouse. He's not there. We go out on the field, and Lenny's out shagging balls, right? And spitting everywhere. And Larry Shank brings me up to him. He's basically feeding the sheep to the wolf, and says, here, Lenny, here's the guy. He's like, hey, man. And he's not looking at me at all. And he's spitting everywhere. And he goes, dude, when I come up to bat, I want you to change some things up. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking this is a little weird, but I'm not in trouble, which is good. He said, when I come up to bat the first time, can you play Hootie the Blowfish, Hold My Hand? So I was like, well, this is weird, but again, I'm not in trouble. I'm like, okay. I said, is that it? He goes, no, dude. When I get in the batter's box, pull it down. Get out of the batter's box. I'm like, all right. I said, is that it? He goes, no, dude. And he goes, the second time I come up to bat, I'm like, all right. And he's thinking, he's spitting, balls flying everywhere. I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, he's like, I want you to play that song, Tom Petty, Don't Back Down. I'm like, all right, I can play that. He goes,
pretty good song.
And he goes, and right when I get in the box, pull it down. I'm like, okay, no problem. I said, have the third time. This is now 5 minutes. He's out there thinking, spitting. And he goes, I like that song you played the other day, Philadelphia Freedom from Elton John. Can you play that one? I'm like, sure. So I said, right from the beginning. He said, I don't care where you play that one, just wherever. He goes, when I get in the box, pull it down. Like, no problem. I said, how about the fourth time? 10 minutes go by. He's sitting there, he's spitting this and that. And then he says, dude, if I get a hit on one of those at bat, play that song again.
Play it again.
I'm like, all right. So I start walking away, and he's like, dude. First time he looks me in the eye, I go, dude, don't tell anybody because I don't want people thinking I'm a weirdo. And he threw it.
Too late, dude.
He threw in some curse words in there too.
Too
so
late.
I go back there, and it's like a little fraternity. Every song I played for him, they're like, dude, why are you playing this for Lenny? I'm like, I couldn't tell him that Lenny told me. I'm like, I don't know. I just thought he'd like it. And then finally after the second or third game, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm catching too much heat from everybody. And Lenny wasn't doing well anyway, so he's very superstitious. So I pulled the thing, but he was Lenny Dykstra
was. I mean,
Lenny Dykstra. Well, Lenny Dykstra was the first player to request his own music. He started the trend.
How about that?
Because people ask me, so what was your walk-up? I said, I had no song. What are you thinking? But I didn't have. I mean. That wasn't a thing to me. I know that wasn't.
Nobody had.
People played what they wanted. Y'all probably just put that on there.
Yeah. Now I did the All-Star game in 1996, and I did songs that were more. I'm all about puns and words, So like Frank Thomas got up there, and I did "Hurt So Good" because he was.
That's a good one.
Yes,
Hurt So Good.
Yeah. And there's
Big Hurt, man.
And I did things like that, and then even like, Ricky Battalico. I remember when he was a closer, I did, for some reason, there was that a Smashing Pumpkins song, and it was, the line is, rat in a cage. Not spot on my rage. I'm still just a rat in a cage. And for some reason, I thought that was Ricky coming out of the bullpen, a rat in a cage. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That matches him a little bit.
I don't think Ricky really liked it too much. I thought it was like he'd want to be known as that.
What does Ricky like anyway?
Ricky Metallica is a player.
He don't really like it too much of nothing right now, does he?
Ricky? No, he's certainly
What
not.
do you think is the greatest walk-up song?
That's
a walk-up song or just like
for a pitcher
coming in.
Understand?
We may have it right here in Philly.
Well,
Sandman, I like that. But I love this guy comes in.
Duran's got the whole,
I kind of like that.
The music's pretty cool and everything.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, so Tommy. Tommy, if we are and Dickie, if we are right now, you guys are playing. You guys are in your prime, right? And the music guy comes up and says, you just get brought up. Say, Tommy Greene, when you come out to the mound, what song do you want me to play? What song are you got to pick a song.
I haven't remotely thought about a song.
But I know because I've driven down to D.C. with you, so I know you listen to two channels. You listen to hair metal and you listen to country.
Yeah.
So would it be a hair metal song or would it be a country song?
It'd probably be a hair metal song.
Because that pumps you up.
Yeah.
Like what was your
I can tell you the song I did listen to.
Yeah, because in the gym you said you had a
No, I mean when I people, because the reporters wanted to know what I listened to,
right?
Because they see we'd have the headphones on back then. The pitchers could put stuff on the radio in the clubhouse, but I was like, they didn't want to hear. I wanted to hear what I would, but mine
was it Scorpion?
Nope.
Was it Dockin?
Nope.
All right.
It was the name of the song was "I Stand Alone."
I couldn't tell you who sings that.
That's a good song.
It's
Godsmack.
Nope.
Oh.
I got the gold record at home. That it's on.
All right.
What is the name of it? I have to tell you in a minute.
All right, but it'd be hair metal. Would be your song.
Huh? Jackal.
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 There you go, Wendy.
She knows it. It's on the wall, but the words had meant something to me. Plus, I did like the beat because it was there was something to it. But I stand alone today.
So
and that's the way you sort of pitchers feel. We're out there. It's just us. We got the ball. You can't play unless I throw it.
Right.
So
the music and
that's the way I
thematic.
look.
All right, Dickie, what's your song?
Mine would have been Marshall Tucker, Can't You See?
That's a good one. That's a great song.
That would have been in honor of what my ex did to me.
That woman, she's been doing to me. I love that.
I like Leonard Skinner too.
That's a good one too.
Leonard Skinner.
It'd
have been Marshall Tucker or Leonard Skinner.
Which Leonard Skinner song though?
Well, I like the one.
Give me back my bullets. You don't want that one because you want to have your bullets.
No. And don't give me two steps either. So I don't want that one.
Fighting Man, when there's Man?
No, they're their greatest song ever.
Well, obviously.
I mean, I
actually
the greatest commercial this year was the Budweiser commercial with the horse and the eagle. And
Tuesday's Gone. Is that one?
No, Tuesday's Gone too. But mine would have been their greatest song ever.
Freebird.
Yeah.
All right. How about the ballad or the ballad of Curtis Lowe?
Oh yeah,
that's a good one too.
That's a good one too.
Now you know what mine would be, and then we'll go to break.
All the Leonard Skinner songs.
I think mine would be, and I'm not a huge fan of these guys. I saw them before, and I really like them. It would be the Rolling Stones, and I think it's only because it's the beginning of "Can't You Hear Me Knocking?" Because it starts off goes. That's a birdie. Right, that'd be pretty badass coming on right up there.
Yeah, I like that.
Y'all heard my
I'm gonna change. I want that one.
Y'all heard my hard rock song, but then on the country side of it, because I kind of like.
Yeah, you can have a country song.
Well, Country Boy Can't Survive. Hank Jr.
So that'd be your Sunday, which is more of a mellow day, right?
Yeah.
That'd be your Sunday song.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Ermer, you got one?
Or
Chris
here's another one
for me. You want to hear?
Here's another one by Hank Jr.
Okay.
Whiskey Bent and Hellbound.
All right.
That's it. That's another one.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can play that to the family crowd, but
right. That's the name of it, though.
That's
I guess Mr. Herb can't be played out there either.
All right, no, we're going to can that one
when we come
for a walk-up song.
When we come back to the show, we'll talk still Phillies. We'll talk about Wrigley Field because Dickie, you played in that game. That was the historic game. Did you play in the historic game?
I didn't play in the 23-22 game.
Okay.
I played in a few of them. I got called up right after that.
What year was that?
Well,
that was 1979.
Well, let's talk about Wrigley because they are playing in Wrigley tonight, starting a series.
You're old.
And when we come back, we have Wrigley and we also have Atlanta. We got 2-year-old teams
to
talk about. That's the Phillies are Chicago 3 days, Atlanta 3 days. We'll get that When we come back, you're listening to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We're at Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, PA.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Bring your party to Chickie and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends, order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit chickieandpete's.com for details. Chickie and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Bring your party to Chickie and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends, order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit chickieandpete's.com for details. Chickie and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
At Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. As for full details, member FDIC.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League Champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
All right, we are back to the Bull Session presented by BCWSA. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, PA. I'm John Brazer, Tommy Greene, and joined with Dickie Noles. And Dickie, and Tommy, I was given a little stat sheet comparing your hitting. Okay?
Now, that's not fair.
Well, I was handed this to me, so I'm just a messenger.
Okay.
Tommy had 47 hits, 4 home runs, hit 221, and 213 at bats. Does that sound right?
You hit 4 homers? Holy cow.
Your career. Dickie, I can't believe you had 177 at bats.
Yep.
It's a lot of at bats.
It is.
Right? Because you were a starter for
a while.
For a while, right. You batted 136, 24 hits, 0 home runs. Is that right?
I had 26 hits.
26 hits, but 0 home runs. Did you ever have one? You had 0 home runs, but did you ever have a close to a home run?
I had 5. I think I hit 5 home runs in spring training, and we bet. Everybody was saying I'd hit the first home run, but during the season, I came close twice.
Right.
I hit one off the center field wall that hit the top of the wall. It's dead center in Montreal, and it came back in. But that doesn't bother me. What bothered me is I slid past third base, so I should have a triple, and they called me out.
So you got a double.
Because I came off the bag. But I had that bag, so it should have been a triple.
All right,
so I got a double.
All right, so we talked about that box score. In 1979, the Phillies played the Cubs. If anyone remembers that game, I do. Phillies won 23-22. Phillies had 24 hits. Cubs had 26 hits, 2 errors on each team. If you look at the stats here, it's crazy. So Ivan De Jesus, who was obviously a Philly, he went 3 for 6 with 4 runs scored. Mike Vail went 3 for 5. Bill, did I say that right? Bill Buckner went 4 for 7 with 7 RBI. How about that? Dave Kingman, 3 for 6, 4 runs scored, 6 RBI.
And a 575-foot home run.
Well, he also had 3 home runs in that one. So then you had Steve Ontiveros only went 1 for 7.
Steve, that's a name from the past.
But
right
Jerry
there.
Martin went 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Barry Foote, former Philly. These guys are all former Phillies.
Yeah.
Barry Foote, 3 for 6. Ted Sizemore, another former Philly, 2 for 4. And then nothing much else, right? So
look at the Phillies.
I know I'm going to get to the Phillies, but Steve Ontiveros did have a home run. Bill Buckner had a home run. Jerry Martin had a home run. So then for the Fightin' Phils, this is where it gets fun. So the Fightin' Phils, we know that Schmitty obviously had a big game. But if you look at that, Big McBride, 3 for 8, okay, with 2 runs scored. Larry Boa, huge game, 5 for 8, 4 runs scored. Pete Rose, 3 for 7, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Mike Schmidt, we all know that, 4 RBIs, 2 home runs. He went 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Del Unser went 1 for 7. Gary Maddox with a big game, 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, 4 RBIs. Greg Gross was 1 for 2. Bob Boone had a big game, 3 for 4 with 5 RBI. And then Rudy Mioli, who would have guessed that Rudy Mioli would be the second baseman for that game? 1 for 5. Even Lurch had an RBI.
Lurch homered in the first inning.
Lurch did homer, so yes.
And then he didn't make it out of the first.
So Bob Boone, Randy Lurch, Gary Maddox, and Schmitty with 2 all at home runs. I mean, what a crazy game.
I remember watching that game.
Lurch batted in the first inning and hit a home run, then went out and didn't get out of the first.
Wow.
He only pitched.
There's something to be said about it. He sat too long and got
But you came in 1979, correct?
I came in after that. I got called up in July the 4th. I think that game was in May.
May, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple months later. And then when you came in
79?
Yeah, first year.
I know.
You and Pete Rose came in the first year. Right?
Pete Rose came in that. Pete Rose,
yeah. But isn't it funny, we just talked about all these guys that played for the Phillies. There was such a connection between the Phillies and the Cubs, right?
Look at the 84 team. The 84 team had, Sandberg at second, Moreland in right field. You had Boa at short.
Yeah.
You had Bruce Starr, myself.
Is Bob Deneers in there?
Bobby Deneers in center.
Yeah.
Sarge is in left.
Yeah.
And you had Porfirio Altamirano was up some, and then you had Dick Ruthven.
Yeah.
So we had I think the last time I counted, I think we had 9 or 10 ex-Phillies on that 84 team.
That's crazy.
Now you look back at it, yeah, you're right.
And most of them in the starting lineup.
Right.
Sarge in left, Denier in center,
Sandberg.
Moreland in right, Sandberg at second, and Boa at short.
No, I guess it helped too that Dallas went from the Phillies to the Cubs organization. So Dallas knew the Phillies organization, which helps, right?
Yep.
All right, let's get back to the current team though. So, what is the quick fix? What is the long fix? Because right now you listen to talk radio. They're all
That's the problem.
I know there's
you don't listen to talk
they're
radio.
saying fire Rob Thompson, fire Kevin Long, blah blah blah. So what is the short first of all, if you fired Rob Thompson and you put in Mattingly, does that? I guess it sometimes you change for change's sake, but is that really going to do anything? And if you change up Kevin Long, is the next hitting coach going to get through to the guys? Because it's ultimately the guys have to do it. I'm sure Kevin Long is putting in long hours working with the guys, do something. But what is a short-term fix?
You don't.
And what's a long-term fix?
You don't change the staff. I don't believe that. I think with this club, with the respect they have towards him. You could. A manager, if you get into July, August, and things ain't going too well, then then management might say, "Hey, wait, we got to shake things up. We have to try."
That's
something.
the way. Who's the people
not
who usually
right now.
gets? Who's the people who usually get it? I guess it's the coaches.
Right.
It's usually the hitting guy or the manager.
And it's not the problem. It's the guys that walk in between those white lines.
Right.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
So there's some accountability that's got to go. You got to walk by that mirror and be able to see yourself. Yeah.
Well, I got one thing that
hold
I
yourself
think
accountable.
That might change the. If Wheeler comes back and starts off pretty hot, and you're going to have a change of a ball club right there, because they're going to say, "Hey, we got it." It's like trading for a superstar player right there.
Yep.
So that could help. But right now, they just got to grind and go out and play. You know what?
There's times you got to do it.
Tommy, you came up in this era when we struggled like this. A lot of times, you had some leader in the clubhouse who would say, like Sarge did for us in Chicago.
Right.
Take no prisoners. We went through a terrible slump in Chicago where pitchers couldn't get anybody out, and he would come in every day and say, "Hey, take no prisoners. If you got a runner at first and you hit a ground ball, don't be the guy that gets doubled up. If you got runners at first and third and you're hitting, don't get doubled up and get that run in. If there's a runner at third, get that run in. Don't get that ball in the air. Play simple baseball. Play little small ball and just bust your rear end and hustle and go out there with an attitude that other club, you're going to kick the crap out of them. I don't know if our club's built like that. I think they got so much talent, but I'd love to see them do that.
Here's what
I know they can.
We did this in minor league. You do this in minor league. We start off the year crappy too. We were like 12-25 or something like that. 3 guys went and shaved their head. We won like 2-3 games in a row.
Bone ain't shaving
There's
his head.
There's about 12 of us did it after that. We won 23 out of the next 25.
Tommy, you might be onto something here.
Shake it up, boys. Go do something stupid.
Well, plus in the old days too, you guys would, honestly, if you guys are in this situation, you might say, you know what? When Pete Crow Armstrong comes up to bat today, you know what? We're drilling him, and they're probably gonna be pissed. And but you know what? We got to.
I thought we were going to have something with the Cubs. There was an attitude
we
going
needed
on.
Dickie Noles on the mound, man.
There was something going on with the Cubs when we played them.
Right.
When he took second base.
Right.
During that game.
Right. Pete Crow Armstrong took second base when they were already up by.
I thought
well, maybe they're waiting, and maybe he is going to get plunked today. Maybe there is going to be a brawl. And then
he got a fastball in. Somebody threw one in on him.
Right.
At his feet, I believe, later on, the next day. So I thought we had a little something going on.
Ball.
Now, did you say? I heard you say to one of the gentlemen here that George Brett might be in town.
Yeah, he's coming in town. Him and Smitty are going to do something. I don't know exactly what it is.
Is that around Alumni Weekend or is that?
I have no idea. He's supposed to let me know.
Do we play Kansas City at
No. He's coming in for him and Smitty are going to be doing something together. Okay. And Smitty came up to me and said, "Hey, would you like to play golf with him?" And I said, "Clear it with George, and I'll be there." Heck yeah, I want to play golf.
You guys are good friends, right?
Yeah.
You guys have done card shows together.
Yeah, well, when he threw out the first ball, we were on the field talking, and we went to dinner that night. So I just think he's a fabulous person. I don't know if you've been around him, but he's a lot of fun to be around. He's got energy. Have you seen the video? I mean, the life story of him. I don't think it's a 30 on 30. I think it's an ESPN piece. But he talks about his life and his dad and stuff, and it's really
I'll have to go watch that.
It's one of the best ones that I've seen. Yeah. But just the way he is, he's
that dude could hit. Dude.
He's right. Oh, he could hit.
What?
People ask me all the time, who's the best hitter I ever saw, and I it's hard not to say George Brett during the era.
Well, he's one of
was pretty tough.
He's one of 2 guys. This is a crazy stat. He's one of 2 guys in Major League Baseball that are the all-time leader of their franchise in singles, doubles, triples, and home runs.
Wow.
So George Brett is the all-time Royal. Now, Bobby Witt Jr. might, at the end of the day, might have a few of that. Yeah. But right now, George Brett is all-time leader of Royals, singles, doubles, triples, and home runs. And Stan Musial is the all-time Cardinals leader in singles, doubles, triples, and home runs.
That don't shock me.
That don't shock me. That's
talk about
amazing, though.
2 studs there. So, all right. So your prediction for this we got the Cubs 3 games, right? And then Atlanta. So it's not going to be an easy week for the Phils.
Who's pitching for us tonight?
Not sure.
It should be tonight. Should be Nola.
Okay.
Nola's tonight. It's got to be.
So you think they get back on the horse tonight?
I think they do.
I think they do too.
They're
due. Yeah. There's nothing like Wrigley Field to get you out of a
slump.
Get you
going.
Too.
Well, maybe we're going to have one of those crazy games tonight. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up today's Bull Session. I'd like to thank my co-host today, the great Tommy Greene, our guest, Dickie Noles, our on-site producer, Chris Ermer, all of our listeners and viewers out here. We'll be back next Monday at Chickies and Pete's on Roosevelt Boulevard with special guest Ruben Amaro Jr. Have a great week. And as the late, great Harry the K says,
we're out of here.